I'm sure all of you have had your fair share of experiences where you failed to achieve what you really wanted. Maybe you failed an exam, lost a game, or didn't get that job you were hoping for. These setbacks can be frustrating and disheartening, making you question your abilities and wonder if it's even worth trying. But I am here to tell you that no matter how many times you stumble, the most important thing is to keep going. In today's society, we often place a huge emphasis on the end result. We live in a world that praises those who are at the top, those who have achieved success, and those who have won. It's easy to get caught up in this mentality and think that the only thing that matters is the final outcome. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. If all you focus on is the end result, you're more than likely going to be disappointed. And that's not because you're not capable of achieving your goals. It's because you're forgetting about the journey. To succeed in anything, whether it's academics, sports, or relationships, it takes time and effort. There are ups and downs along the way, and focusing solely on the end result will cause you to miss out on all the valuable lessons and growth opportunities that come with the journey. Instead, you need to learn how to embrace the process and find joy in every step of the way. When you do this, you open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities. Now, I know this might sound easier said than done. After all, it's not always easy to stay positive and motivated when things aren't going your way. But the good news is that it's a skill that can be developed with practice. One way to start doing this is by setting short-term goals that are within your reach, by celebrating small victories and acknowledging your progress. No matter how small it may seem, you will build momentum and motivation to keep moving forward. Let me tell you the story of a man named David Goggins. He is an ultramarathon runner, ultra-distance cyclist, and triathlete. He has broken numerous world records, including running 130 miles in a single day, cycling 240 miles in 24 hours, and swimming 40 miles in open water in less than 12 hours. His story is truly remarkable considering that he was once overweight and out of shape. He overcame a difficult childhood and struggled with obesity and depression. But despite these obstacles, he refused to give up on himself. Through sheer determination and willpower, he transformed his life and became one of the most successful athletes in the world. What's even more impressive is that he doesn't just train and compete in one discipline. He excels in multiple areas, which makes his achievements even more remarkable. So what can we learn from David Goggins? What's his secret to success? Well, according to him, it's simple, but not easy. He says that the key is to just keep going. No matter how tired, how injured, or how defeated you feel like giving up, you have to keep pushing forward. You have to keep going. He recalls a time during a 60-mile swim from Catalina Island to the mainland that he started hallucinating due to sleep deprivation. Mind was playing tricks on him, making him see things that weren't there. But he kept going. He knew that if he stopped, he would never finish. So, he pushed through the pain and the hallucinations and kept swimming. Another example happened during an ultramarathon in the Badwater Ultramarathon, one of the toughest foot races in the world, where runners must cover 135 miles from the bottom of Death Valley to its highest point. David was leading the race, but then he got lost. Despite being disoriented and running the wrong course, he still managed to win the race by keeping going. He could have easily panicked and quit, but instead he stayed calm and focused and finished the race. These are just two examples of David's incredible determination and perseverance. But they also illustrate a very important lesson for us. No matter what we do in life, there will be times when we face challenges, setbacks, and failures. It's just part of the journey. The question is, what do we do when these difficult moments arise? Do we give up, or do we keep going? As David's story shows us, the answer is clear. No matter how tough things get, we must never lose sight of our goals. We must never allow ourselves to quit. We must keep going. It's not always easy to do, but it's always possible. All we need is the belief in ourselves and the courage to keep going, as David says. It's not about being faster or stronger than everyone else. It's about being able to endure, to persevere, and to keep going no matter what. In a world where everyone is looking for shortcuts and easy solutions, David's story reminds us of the power of hard work and dedication. He didn't become one of the most successful athletes in the world by taking shortcuts or by relying on luck. He did it by putting in the hard work, facing his fears, and keeping going. So whenever you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, Just remember the story of David Goggins. Remember that no matter how tough things get, you should never give up. You should never allow yourself to quit. You must keep going. And when you do, you'll be amazed at what you're capable of achieving. Now let's take a look at another inspiring story that teaches us the same lesson. Picture this. It's the year 1968, and the Summer Olympics are about to begin in Mexico City. Among the thousands of athletes representing their countries is a young American runner named John Carlos. He is part of the U.S. Olympic track team, and he is hoping to win a medal in the 200-meter dash. But John Carlos has a bigger dream in mind. He wants to use his platform as an Olympian to raise awareness about racial inequality and injustice in the United States. As a black athlete competing in a predominantly white sport, John Carlos knows firsthand the discrimination and prejudice that African Americans face. He sees the inequality and injustice around him, and he's determined to do something about it. But how could he, as a young athlete, make a difference in the fight for civil rights? Then he gets an idea. During the Olympic Games, the athletes are required to stand in a line facing the Mexican flag as the United States national anthem plays. It's a long, slow process, and the athletes are often bored and uninterested. But John Carlos sees an opportunity. Along with two other African American athletes, Tommy Smith and Lee Evans, he decides to perform a silent protest during that time. They will wear black gloves and raise their right hand in a clenched fist salute, known as the Black Power salute. It's a symbol of unity, power, and resistance against racial inequality and oppression. The three athletes practice their routine and prepare themselves for the moment. They know that their actions will be watched by millions of people around the world. On the day of the competition, as they stand in line waiting for the anthem to play, tension builds. The three athletes hold their breath and wait for their turn. Finally, it's time. As the music begins, the athletes raise their hands in the air and flash a black glove. The crowd falls silent. Cameras flash. The world is watching. For John Carlos, this is the culmination of his dream. He hopes that their actions will inspire others to fight for justice and equality. But they couldn't have imagined the impact that their silent protest would have. The media immediately picks up the story, and the athletes become instant celebrities. People around the country and around the world are divided over their actions. Some support their right to protest and admire their courage and conviction. Others criticize them for bringing politics into sports and causing a distraction. The U.S. Olympic Committee is furious and threatens to kick the athletes off the team. But the three athletes stand firm. They know that they're doing the right thing, and they're willing to pay the price. In the end, the U.S. Olympic Committee backs down and allows the athletes to stay on the team. But their victory is bittersweet. The three athletes refuse to accept their medals or participate in any victory ceremonies. They don't want to be seen as heroes of the United States government. Instead, they want to be seen as symbols of the struggle for civil rights and equality. So why is this story so inspiring? Because it's a story about courage, conviction, and perseverance. John Carlos and his teammates faced fierce opposition and risked their careers to stand up for what they believed in. They didn't let fear or intimidation stop them from speaking out. They simply kept going. Their story is a reminder that sometimes the greatest victories are the ones that we don't see. It's not about winning medals or trophies, but about fighting for a greater cause and standing up for what's right. No matter how tough things get, never give up. Keep going. With enough determination and perseverance, you can achieve anything. Thank you.